says I'm live, but my counter isn't working. So what is actually the truth? What is the truth? Yeah, I have no idea what the truth is. My watch says I'm live. This says I'm live. The chat says I'm live. Stream alerts. But my clock on my stream says I'm not. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out. If somebody joins us, then I know we're live. If somebody doesn't join us, then I guess I'll reset it when we get out to the trailhead. Right there. Not a cloud in the sky. To get out a while ago. Said last night, like, we wanted to get out and hit the original plan was we were going to do the Helena Ridge Trail. And we're going to get out there early so we could catch some sunrise type stuff. And I was ready at that time until I saw what the temperature was. I really did not feel like being up there when it was 23 degrees. So we waited a little bit. And the thermometer, like, I just checked the temperature, and the temperature said it was still 26 degrees out, but my van says it's 31. So we'll see what it is when we get out here. But I think we're gonna, or I changed my mind to do the Scratchgravels because I don't know. I don't feel like I'm going to be able to get a good long run in. So if we do Scratchgravels, then I can always, how do I want to say this? I have opportunities to cut it shorter once we're out on the course. If I did Helena Ridge Run, or the Ridge Trail, it's an out and back. So if all of a sudden I get out, 7 miles out, I have 7 miles back. We're going to try and do my race course, I think. Or at least much of it. I don't know if we'll do, I don't know if I have all that climbing in me today, because that's like 7,000 feet of climbing. I do not think I have that in me. We will do, plus I can live stream pretty much this whole thing, and like I'll have spotty sections throughout the course out here that I don't have the best signal, but overall I can live stream the whole thing. I am tired. I didn't get to bed till really late last night. And then I woke up at the same time, 5 o'clock this morning, which is when I was trying to wake up anyway, so I could be ready to go at sunrise for a run. But I just naturally just woke up at that time. Didn't even have to set an alarm, which I don't ever set an alarm. Unless I have somewhere I have to be early in the morning, then I do. Did I have to be early this morning? No, not at all, so I didn't set an alarm. said, my timer is not doing anything. Unfortunately, I don't have any way to check it in here to make sure it's working or not. Like, I have to be live though, because my overlay is still working, my map overlay. I see my speeds are changing, like, so it's not just like reading, so it's doing something, but I might just reset it just to make myself feel better. I don't know, we'll see. I don't know, see, it seems to be working. Somebody's joined, even though my clock isn't changing. Somebody's joined. Let me know if I'm live, because my dashboard is not working. Person's like all excited to go, and then they're like, oh great, there's somebody coming straight from the other side. Hello, Raccoon. Okay, I'm live, good. Yeah, everything says I'm live, but my time, at least for lunch, nice. Like the time, the clock saying how long I've been live for on my dashboard isn't working. It just says 0, so then I was questioning, am I actually live or not? Everything else says I'm live, but then that wasn't saying I was live, and then nobody had like joined yet, so I was like, am I actually live? That should be about right. Yeah, that'd be right. Hey, get off of me, weirdo. We're doing a change. I was gonna do our long run out on Helena Ridge, but I don't know if my body is gonna hold up today. It's like that feeling when you just don't feel it, you know, type of thing. So changing, we're gonna go out here to Scratchgravels, because then I can always cut it short if I need to. But if I go in the other way and I get like 10 miles out, well, I have 10 miles back. Here's tomorrow. Yeah, I can't. Because I missed my long run earlier, I was supposed to do it on Wednesday. And because I missed it earlier and I still need to get 2 long runs in, I have to do it today so that I can get my next one in probably on Tuesday. That'll be my last long run. But normally I would do mine on a Saturday. Just have to tough out those first few miles, yeah. Yeah, at least up here, because it's a big loop, I can always cut across the loop if we're just not feeling it. Because there's trails everywhere. So, but if we did Helena Ridge Trail, then you're coming back the whole distance. So it's an out and back. So there's no cutting across anywhere. So, other than if you're almost all the way back, you could cut off about probably about 2 miles if you go right back over the top of the mountain. But if you're that far into a run, you're not going to want to climb all the way up to the peak again. shape due to Burrito League, yeah. I'm in shape. What would I be? 15 days out from race day, 2 weeks. And I don't do well with a 2-week taper. Like a 10-day taper is like my sweet spot. Woo, it's hot here now. It is a little bit colder out here too. So this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna try and not. To wear a coat, I guess. We'll see how I feel. It's sunny, and other than like a small section, will be fairly exposed. So I should feel warm, even though it's cold. And it's not like cold, but I mean it's definitely cold. The run we did last night is 20 degrees warmer than what it is right now. Actually, 25 degrees warmer than it is right now. This cold today. That's why we're actually getting a late start. I was supposed to start our run like 2.5 hours ago. Do I have a time goal or just finish? My race, I do have a time goal, but my goal is just to finish. Like, and I can finish, but I'm gonna shoot my shot and see if I get my time goal. Quick, good morning. Or so there now. Yeah, it's 30 degrees here. It was 23. Oh man, this guy's going to the same place we are. Probably thinks I'm gonna follow him. Like, why is this guy following me? It was 23 when I woke up this morning, or not when I woke up, but when I was getting ready to leave, and then I checked to see what temperature it was to know what pants to wear or whatever, you know, what clothes to wear. Oh, this person's going to the Pampered Pets place, the little boarding facility. There ain't nobody at the trailhead. We got the trails to ourselves, sweet girl. Oh my goodness, isn't that exciting? We probably don't really have it to ourselves, but I'm gonna feel like I do for at least the first little bit here. Yeah, but when I saw that 23 degrees, I was like, oh hell no, because it's supposed to get up into the 50s today, so I was like hoping it was gonna be warmer already. Nope, it's not. Look how pretty you look in the sun. That nice golden rays shining on you. You have a few months before 50? Well, normally we do here too. Oh yeah, I'll be on for a while. I mean, it is going to get a lot colder here this next week. But yeah, normally we're still like single digits right here. The sun does feel warm. Hopefully it feels warm once I take my puffy coat off. You can see all the haze in the valley from all the people that... Oh no, that's from... They did like a controlled burn over here. That's all like forest fire smoke. At least I hope it's a controlled burn. Otherwise they... Fire. I do not want to take this off. I think I might have to wear a coat. I think we're gonna chance it without a coat. I do need another water bottle, a Wawa bottle, a Wawa. That's my other limiting factor, is I can't carry enough water if we're moving too slow, I guess. Like, definitely enough for the distance, but oh, that doesn't work. I tried to put my water bottle lid on my soft flask lid, or on my soft flask. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. That's why that was all jacked up. I had somebody put their freaking water dish away. They shoved it in my back pocket. And I didn't think anything of it. I thought they put it in my zipper pocket because I don't have the back pocket. In their defense, the one they're using does have a back pocket, which is the suckiest thing about this new design they did on the running vest, is they got rid of one of the best pockets. What's going on here? Why is this thing not wanting to go inside this pocket? Come on, freaking thing. Get it. Makes no sense. Okay, I got nutritions. I better fill this one up too. Ooh, it is cold in this shadow side though. Gosh dang. Here comes a couple more people that are most likely coming here to the trailhead. Oh no, they're turning. Oh, they're construction workers. Some big ass building going in down here. I don't know what it is. A lot of development out here in the North Valley, which makes sense because like the housing developments have exploded out here, so there's huge subdivisions now, so it makes sense that the businesses would follow, because they're where it is, gloves, that's a hat. Where's my gloves? Oh, they're right there. Okay. Whew, there's the slightest breeze and it is chilly. And it's worse being in the shade. Come here. Gotta put your belt on. Wait. Will you quit fighting me? I can't get it undone if you do that. You know you're gonna have a good time. I go to put your bell on, she knows we're getting ready to have a good time. 10 o'clock, that's pretty good. I told my dog that we would go run at 10 when I decided that we weren't going to go at really early, so it's pretty good. Gimbal's all jacked up, but that's okay. And it's still jacked up. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. Because it's not in that mode. Okay, this first mile is probably gonna be really slow because I'm a little stiff after last night. There we go. But we're gonna climb up through this one up to the top of the saddle up there. Climb that mountain, go down the other side, climb another mountain, and then we'll hit the road slash trail, the trailhead on the complete other side of here. And then we'll head off in the other direction, and then we'll drop down all the way to the very far end. And then we got to climb back up because we're dropping down into the valley that's on the other side. There's like a little ridge. You can see like a continuation of this ridge goes all the way over there. There's a valley like this over there. And so we're gonna drop down all the way to the, not all the way to the valley bottom, but down into the valley, because to the edge of the housing development back in there. And then climb back out. And I don't think we're gonna do, you can't see the other peak from here. I don't think we're gonna do that other peak. But we probably will go over to the trailhead that's over there and then come back. And so if we don't do that other peak, it'll probably be about 18 miles. But we'll see. I need to plug my phone in already. I forgot to charge it last night. And I did not change my gimbal, so in about an hour my gimbal's gonna need to be charged too. So let's get as much on the phone as we can. And then I should be okay without a coat. I do have just like a weather shell with me, really lightweight weather shell that I can throw on. Which is also dark colored, so the sun would definitely heat it up, but it would also be retaining my body heat too. So if I need to put it on, I can, but it's gonna continuously get warmer. Like, that'd be about right. Well, it's a little bit colder out here than it is in Helena. We're a little bit higher altitude, but it said at 10 o'clock it was supposed to be 34 degrees. It was 31 when we got here at the trailhead here. But we're probably gonna walk at least till we get to the top of this plateau. There's actually a plateau up there. So we're gonna get to that, and then it's still uphill all the way to the top of the mountain, but it's like this. It's gentle enough that I can probably run some of it, but my legs are very stiff. We started off our run yesterday with high hopes last night, trying to beat, and I felt like I needed to be fast because we were trying to make it to the top before it got too dark, and we did. We still could see a little bit of the colors. I do wish we would have been about 20 minutes faster, or 20 minutes earlier, I guess. But it was so dark that then I wasn't able to do all the run, because we were going to try and get 10 miles. Ended up only getting like 5.6 or something like that, because I was already tripping over things with my headlamp on before it got too dark. And then by the time we ended and it was really dark, I was just tripping on everything. So it was a good thing we didn't do the rest of it, because the other part of the trail I wanted to do was really technical, so it would not have been fun. I'll have to see how she's doing too. She tried to get her to drink some water this morning, she wouldn't. I only have a liter. Now for me, with these conditions, most I would go through is one water bottle, and that way she could have the other one. But her problem is she has no concept of pacing, and so she'll be like full send, beast mode for the first like 5 or 6 miles, and then she'll start to slow down a little bit because she's getting thirsty, and then I give her a drink and that just reinvigorates her, and then she freaking full sends it again. Oh, there's like frost and the ground's actually icy here. This is the only part where we're probably gonna be chilly. It's up in this guts, going up the guts of this canyon. Anyways, so then she'll like go full send again because she's like, I'm good, I got water. Not realizing that we still got a long ways to go. And so then she's, another 3 miles or so, and then she's like, I'm so thirsty. It's like, if you would have just paced yourself, you could have gone another 6-7 miles. Now, in her defense, a lot of the mountains we go up, mountain trails, there's water sources, so she can get a drink when she wants. Unfortunately, out here in these mountains, there is zero water. I was out here the other day with old Riley dog and Nari. climbed up this and then just did the, because Riley can't go very far, so we just did the, when you get up here to the saddle up here, you turn to the left and do just a small minor summit, and then went down that, and then came back, a little lollipop. Whew. Pretty cool little route. I think it ended up being 3 miles. I think it was like 2.7 or something like that. Oh. I am not used to uphill yet. Which I could tell last night too. That run, man. There was one section, supposedly was my third fastest. And it makes zero sense to me because I wasn't moving that fast last night. So I don't know what's going on there. And then it was like, I love the athlete intelligence thing on Strava now, and it's like good trail run, fastest pace in 3 weeks or whatever, and I'm like, that's 3 weeks. What are you talking about? I did some tempo miles on Burrito League, and I definitely wasn't running that fast last night. And I know my average wasn't faster, so I don't know how it comes up with those things. It's like when I look at the pacing, I don't even understand what that's for, but Strava now has this, or is it Koros? I don't remember which app. I think it might be Koros. Could be, I don't know. They have like a pacing zone thing, and it's like, so then it'll always be like, I'll be freaking doing tempo miles out here, heart rate in the 160s, and then it'll be like, you were in zone 5, or not zone 5, zone 1. I'm like, with brief things in like zone 2, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And then I noticed that it's the paces or something like that, and not like your actual heart rate data. And I'm like, how do you figure that shit out? And well, what it's doing is it's taking my fastest I don't know if it's my fastest 5K or 10K, half marathon, whatever, then it's like, oh, you were in recovery pace the whole time. Bullshit. I'm not in the same shape as I was. Like, if you look at that time, it's from like freaking 4 years ago. What are you talking about? And then you go down to heart rate and it's like, you were in zone 4. Like zone 3 and zone 4. And it's like, yeah, exactly. That's where I was. That might be in zone 4 heart rate at a recovery pace, according to my watch. This would be much muddier than it actually is if it wasn't so cold out. There's a guy last night, if you caught the end of the stream, that was riding his bike up the trail when it was like super dark. Like, I had my freaking camera light on, I had my headlamp on. It was dark, and here he comes, like out of nowhere, just riding up the trail. No headlamp, no nothing. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, how can you see anything? And granted, he wasn't in like the really super thick part of the trees yet, where it was even darker yet. I'm kind of curious on what the weather's going to be like at Black Canyon, because they're talking this next week, Flagstaff is going to get like 8 inches of snow, and it's supposed to be moisture down in that area. Like, everybody's freaking out because, like, right now it's warm in Phoenix. It's like 80, high 80s. So it was like, oh, this is gonna be one of those heat records at Black Canyon. And then you look at the weather and it's like the rest of the state is gonna be cold and snowy or wet. So what is it actually gonna be on the race course? The only reason why I'm doing it this year is because, holy F, it is. It might be the most competitive field I've ever seen at a race. Realistically. Like, more competitive than Western States has been the last couple of years, that's for sure. Like, Western States, you have, you know, 2 or 3 really good people, and then like some up and comers that on any other year would have been, you know, top 20, but then because the field isn't as deep, you know, they can squeak out like a top 10, even a top 5 finish, but it is not, or has not been, as competitive. But this year, Black Canyon, it's like nuts. And the worst part is a lot of, not the worst, I think there's a chance on both the men's and the women's side that someone may not get a golden ticket because it can only go down, I think, 5 deep. And there's people that are racing that already have golden tickets. So if they were to finish like top 3 and it can only go down to 5, then someone's not going to get a ticket. And I think it's like that on the female side too, women's side. A super deep field, as well as like on the women's side, like, well, both sides, there's Olympians that showing up, you know. And it's funny because I think I saw the other day that they finally said that And so it's kind of like you wonder. So they I think I read something that trail running was gonna be in the next Summer Olympics. Mostly like sub-ultra type stuff. But it's like some people knew this ahead of time because all of a sudden there's been this insurgence of Olympians showing up for all these trail races from both Europe and the US. So you got like Shelby Houlihan has been doing a lot of sub-ultra trail runs races in the last couple months. So is she gonna try and go to the Summer Olympics and, you know, like short trail or something? And then you got like Des Linden is into the stuff now. She's racing the 50K at Black Canyon. Molly Seidel she won like Bandera 50K last month, and now she's competing at the 100K. It'll be interesting to see how she does, because she learned a lot at Bandera. She almost, like, she bonked hard towards the end just because she wasn't used to, like, it's totally different fueling strategy, pacing strategies, all that kind of stuff, from road side of the house to trail side of the house. So she was able to hold out, but she was fading fast at the end. So I was gonna be curious, did she learn from that enough to be able to come out at the 100K and put together a good race? We'll see. I mean, she lives down in that area, so she's probably got lots of time on that trail compared to a lot of other people. But it's like, I mean, there's easily, on the women's field, it is so deep that, like, go down, I mean, you can mention 20 people, maybe even more, that could easily win it. And on the men's side, I mean, same thing. You can go not quite as deep, but 15 probably of, you know, anybody could win it. So it's like, it's kind of crazy, because normally it's like, you know, 2 or 3 names. Like, there's a good field, and you never know on that day, you know, somebody whose name isn't recognizable as much out there, that they might just have the race of their life. You never know that, but usually there's only like 2, 3 people in the mix of this person could win it. So it's going to be interesting, like, exciting. I just hope I do a good job with the videography. There she is. I saw her go down into the little gulch there, and I was like, where's she going? This is that's the main way up right there. That trail that comes in right here. But this way that we went is the more exciting way. I had a good breakfast, but I feel like I am just struggling with it. Oh my goodness. We haven't been up this way for a long time. Oh, it's probably like I don't know when. Last November, maybe? If even that. It might have been before Mammoth, so September-ish. I don't remember. I just know it's been a while. My legs are starting to loosen up, but we'll see. It's still hard to run. I was watching Kerry Ward's video from his experience at Mammoth, and trying to figure out, like, he finished, oh geez, probably like 10 hours before me, maybe even more than that. And it's like trying to figure out, where did he pass me? Because I was ahead of him through like Crowley Lake, but that's where he would have passed me. He wasn't that far behind me at that point. And I think I took a nap there. I don't really remember, but I think I did. Took some sort of break, and he got out of there pretty fast. Because I think maybe I was still ahead of him at that point. Maybe it was Green Church where he passed me. All I know is he left Green Church at like 4:30 in the morning. I left Green Church at like 6 in the morning, 6:30, something like that. So and I don't think I took a nap at Green Church, so I think it was actually probably where he passed me. But no matter what, he definitely had some low moments. There was at least 2 times he was puking his guts out. I didn't puke my guts out once. But also, pretty much the last 100 miles of that race was not even the last 100. My feet were killing me. And then I found out why when I got to Lee Vining. Well, it wasn't even my feet, it was just my toes. And then I found out why at Lee Vining, so I was not moving fast. And then that even slowed me down more, which is why he left. He left Lee Vining right around when I was getting there. And then I had to have an extendo Lee Vining after figuring out what was going on with my feet. And so that just increased the gap. So he would have been about, all right, 3 hours ahead of me there. And then like he was still in the daytime when he was in that section that to me just felt like went on forever because I couldn't see around. I couldn't see what we were doing. It was just so dark and cold and windy and wet. The area I got into at nighttime, he was down off of there already by the time the weather moved in. And I was just getting to the top when the weather moved in. Oh, and then because I just kept moving, like it was just taking me way longer since I couldn't run because of my toe issues. That then when I got into like some of these other aid stations, like I don't know what that one was, June Lake maybe or something, I don't know. By that point I was, well, when I got in there I was still probably like 3 hours behind him, maybe 4 hours. But then there, just because of the timing of it, it was like, well, so close to morning, might as well take a nap. So I took like a 2-hour nap there. And then, so that put me an extra, 2 hours behind him. And then, that was my last nap I took though. I was there. So I think it was Crowley, I took a nap. And then I had multiple trail naps because I was just so tired. Moving so slow. If I was moving faster, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But if I had the money, I'd run that race again. And I would pace it differently. I'd do it solo. I wouldn't have any crew or anything. And I'd pace it differently to try and see certain areas in the daytime versus other areas. And looking back at it, like there was one section that I wanted to move faster. I didn't tell my pacer this, but I wanted to move faster, but we had picked up a solo runner that was struggling a bit. And so then we ended up going their speed versus, I mean, we had caught this person, so obviously we were moving faster. But, you know, just to make sure they made it to the next aid station, then, you know, we took them. So I got into the aid station after that, easily an hour later, and then we did, and I think that would have set me up differently for the whole rest of the race, really. And then there was one section, well, the section from like Convict Lake and that's why I know I got into Crowley before Carrie did, because he was getting to Convict Lake when I was leaving there. So he was probably maybe 45 minutes behind me, and so he probably passed me at Crowley Lake. But because from Convict to Crowley, like, I was in no man's land all by myself. It was dark, so it was like I wasn't pushing very hard for a couple reasons. Because one, when it's dark like that, I'm extra cautious. I go slower just because I don't want to go off course. Not that I've ever had an issue ever, although I did that race later on in the race. But it was like, so I wasn't moving as fast as I could have in that section either, because I was feeling pretty good still at that point. My feet were still feeling good. Like I really didn't have any issues until I got to the climb into Glass Mountains, which was after Green Church, I think it's called. Because that's when I started, just because of fatigue, not picking your feet up as much, and I started kicking rocks, but not in the normal way. It was like as my foot was coming down after the back kick. So in my forward movement, I was like catching them with the top of my toes, like the top of my foot, not kicking a rock head on, you know, type of thing. And so by the time we got to the next aid station, the damage had been done, and I didn't really know it, but I do remember I had one stretch after that telling my pacer that my toes were hurting. Like, not my feet, but my toes hurt. And it was so weird. We still got a heck of a climb. It looks like we're almost there, but we're not. We're close to the top of this first summit. At least probably another mile still to go. Not a lot of climbing, maybe 500 feet, but if I was in good shape, I can run up this, but it is a struggle fest today. And by good shape, I mean uphill mountain running shape, which I have not done for like 3 months. So I've been doing nothing but flat, because that's what my next race is. We probably only got maybe another. The peak we're going to is right there, which is only maybe 40 feet higher than that peak. So we might only have maybe 250 feet left to go. But the reason why it's going to take us forever to get up there is because there's all these switchbacks. Look at all them chickens. Every time I talk about all these anything, that's what comes to my brain. Look at all them chickens. We just hit 1,000 feet, and I don't think it's quite 1,300 to the top on the way we went. Oh yeah. Dog left me. She doesn't care about us. Haven't seen her or heard her for 10 minutes now, which is actually kind of unusual for her, because she will run back and do a voluntary check-in usually. So hopefully that means she wasn't behind us and we kept going, and she thought, so she ran down the trail because she thought that's where I was at, because she'll run all the way back to the van if she can't find me. Oh, I hear her up here. I think that's her actually running back to make sure she knows where I'm at. But since I'm talking, then she can tell where I'm at. So she's still up here. I do love this trail. The climb up this mountain is, on this side, is awesome trail. I love it. Definitely some new trees that have blown down, like this one here. They had, I mean, it's still got green branches and everything. They had 90-mile-an-hour winds here 3 or 4 weeks ago that just blew down so many trees. Now they have been up here recently and cleared a bunch of it. Like here's one right here. You can see they, oh geez, they cleared. That was a dead tree though that blew over. I see her up there, but she's not waiting around for me. She's just doing her own thing. Weirdo. But she's not like running around, I guess you could say, like she normally does. So she's not jingling her bell. Somebody has been using the trail that they closed down. Most likely mountain bikers, I had to guess. Because they rerouted it on this right here. It used to just be this Jeep road that went straight up the side of this mountain. And so mountain bikers still love to go down it. They'll come down, because parts of it is still on the Jeep road. They'll come down, and then they use these rocks to jump off of. Uh-oh. Is my battery dead? This might not be good. All of a sudden I'm not charging my phone. Yeah, we're at 0. Well, that sucks. That's gonna put a hamper on the stream. Hopefully we make it to the top, and I guess I'll just have to end it when we get to the top. I thought this battery was fairly charged, but I guess not. So we'll just, I gotta make sure I have enough battery just in case for emergencies. So we'll try and make it to the top. But there's the Jeep road right there. I knew I should have grabbed that other battery. But I was like, oh no, I got plenty of charge on this one still. It'll be good. And boy, was I wrong. Well, that sucks. I was hoping to be alive for this whole run, which will end up being like probably 5 hours. That is what it is. This little push right here is pretty steep. Once we get, is this the last one? Or is there one more after this? Oh, this is the last one. Oh no, it is the last one. Now it starts to get a little bit more moderate of a climb until the very end. Then it is steep. And this is 12% grade. But if I'm in any moderate level of mountain running fitness, this is very runnable for me. And I forgot my drone too. I brought my drone and some extra batteries because I was going to do some content stuff out here. Oh well. It's been horrible doing stuff on social media last couple, I'd even say like the last 6 months. It's a little bit flatter, not too bad. Probably like a 5 or 6% grade. Whew. Oh geez, we're over 1,300. That was way off what this climb is. So this will easily got another. We're gonna be over 14 for sure. We got another at least 40 feet probably. And yeah, I'm at 1365. Oh, we are in the last little, maybe 1/10 of a mile here. This part is steep. Which I'm surprised they haven't rerouted this trail. I mean, technically this is the reroute because the Jeep road is off to our left. Yeah, we're over 14 already. Oh, the leggies are burning. We're definitely going to take the new trail down. Although I won't be able to live stream it because some dumbass forgot to make sure his external battery was charged. Well, at least I made it this far. Oh, that's the top right here, but my leggies are barking at me after steep as this last little bit is. See, there's a Jeep trail right there, which a lot of mountain bikers still take. Okay, hi, sweet girl, good job. Well, let's go to the top. We're gonna go down this way though. The trail's behind us, the new trail.
All right, we're gonna go that way. I'm just going to the top. There, we're officially at the top. Officially at the top. And I was way off here. I thought it was gonna be 1,300. We were at 1,496, so damn near 1,500. Okay, well, that's gonna be it for today's stream because some dumbass that has 2 thumbs forgot to make sure the external battery was charged, so that's all I have for battery. But we're gonna continue on. We'll have at least another, oh geez, what are we at? Oh, an hour up here ain't too bad, really. Well, a little less than that. Well, probably another 4 hours. We'll see though. We'll see how we're feeling. But we're going this way. That's gonna be it. Thanks everybody for joining me today. Apologies for not being able to keep the stream up, but I'm an idiot. What can I say? But bye everyone. Love y'all. We'll see you guys next time. Probably tomorrow morning.